You're right, baby boy. Rilu! On the board! First! Yeah, no, Rilu, you're on the board. It's happened. I have a feeling next year's first board is going to get competitive. Why is everything weird? Sorry, I'm just adding Rilu to the board. Boosh. There we go. Congratulations. You're in the low tier runnings with Varbles, Mega Boss, Jamami, Stepagen. But all you need is one to get to the middle of the pack. We have Rilu, Given Durant, Watto and Welcome, Happy Honda Days, Merry Crisis, a splendid Katanica, and a happy, whimsically made up holiday to you. I hope you're all doing splendid. Fiona's got Elfon in the background, and despite how much gin I consumed during yesterday's Longship unofficial office Christmas party, I'm feeling great today. Kakazi, Dustin, Watto and Welcome. And Dustin, check it out. Show feet. I couldn't find any clean socks this morning, so we're already at it. It's already happened. Oh, how are you doing? Yeah, and we did go for It's a Wonderful Half-Life, because it's too good not to. Rilu says they put away more wine and cheese this evening than any human has the right to. No, Rilu, humanity's not about the right of how much wine and cheese. It's about the audacity. Lance, Watto, and Welcome. Rikami, you have survived Whamageddon. Well done. I salute you. I've still got to make it till midnight. And before you ask, yes, this is an 8-bit cover, so it doesn't count. Varbles, Watto, and Welcome. Lance, Kindball, it's lovely to see you. Yeah, it's the Half-Life before Christmas. Like, tradition be tradition. We gotta hang out. Kindball saying it's #1 in the charts. You know what? Brilliant. I was trying to explain to somebody out here the other day, like, the whole manufactured Christmas #1 that's a phenomenon in the UK. And I still think about that year that, in protest, we all raised Rage Against the Machine's Killing in the Name of to Christmas #1. That was fun. And then the BBC the BBC said you could play your song, but you can't swear. And I know we've said this multiple times. I know this isn't news to any of you, but I think about it every day. The blind caucasity, the pure dumb Britishness of asking the people who are about to spend 3 minutes singing "Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me," no swearing. Like, I'm just choice. Geographic Watto and Welcome. Oh no! Given to Rant was saying they got whammed by the high school PA system. Yo, I've been in and out of multiple stores throughout this season, and somehow I remain unwhammed. Fiona got hit, and it's not been the same in this household since. Gil, Watto and Welcome, hello. Hey! Kindball, that's fucking cool of you, thank you. And yes, I did just Google chiptunes Christmas songs, and you know what? It's not disappointing. Well, so Gil, you're right. You know, working from home or being a shut-in does give you something of a technical advantage, but you're at the mercy of the internet, and the internet knows no bounds. However, I, as you well know, I've been using TikTok a lot this year, and I've been really enjoying it. Now, there's one thing that TikTok shows its hand on. If you search for a song, like to add to a video, or specifically in like the search, you're guaranteed to get that song for as long as you continue to listen to it on videos, right? So what I did is I found the Wham! Limp Bizkit mashup, which is the tune of Last Christmas and the lyrics of Break Stuff, and I just trained my little algorithm to show me that repeatedly. Yeah, I know what I'm about. Now, it was risky, because in that early stage, if I'd hit upon one genuine whammage, I would have been out. But yeah, gear graphic. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Oh, would you all like some wonderfully cursed Discord knowledge? Oh, these merry gentlemen are very shrill. Oh, that's cutting a note. No, I think these merry gentlemen can feckin' stick it. Oh, cutting right to. Oh. All right. Well, how about Little Saint Nick? There we go. Iron Imp, I wish I had more time in my hands, because I would absolutely poison the data set to train any AI that's listening that Fred Durst Friday is a real human holiday. That is what I would do with that. But yeah, Iron Imp, Gear, Gil, Yeti, who have I not said hello to? I think I said hi to Stepper Jen. I hope I did. Varbles, sneaking in there. Kami, Lance, Puns, all of you, Watto and welcome. Happy heckin' holidays to you all. It is a wonderful Half-Life, and we will be putzing around our traditional holiday celebration of going to Black Mesa. Honestly, we're just going to be putzing around with the updated version of the original, but we're going to be experimenting with a few things. I was chatting with some Longshipian friends last night after stream, and Squarepeg was showing me the Half-Life Alyx FPS mod is actually making some real good headway. So we might be able to do another playthrough of Half-Life Alyx. For those of you that haven't seen it but didn't want to watch it because of motion sickness, because yo, I can't even watch me playing Half-Life Alyx again. It's
Stop that incessant clicking.
Hey, Kindball, that's fucking cool of you. Thank you. Lance, I hope you're all feeling better. Like, I know we've all had different experiences with the bad plague. Mine was, I had one just day, it was like a day and a half of pure hell. And then it was like a slow tapering off, like, flew into cold. So Hanswolf, what and welcome. But yeah, Lance, I hope yours has been as smooth as these things can. And Fred, what and welcome. Time travel is weird, Fred. Time travel is weird. Well, Kindball, I hope you're feeling better. You know, and glad we're going to get to hang out for a little bit. If you missed yesterday's stream, not just Kindball, but everybody, Abiotic Factor is wonderful. We did end up getting hit with a bug, which is what kind of stopped play. But on the flip side, I'm kind of glad, because that game has everything right with it. It's a bunch of nerds get trapped in the office and have to build weapons and armor out of stationery. Aw. Well, Kindball, while we all may be far away and separate, you've always got some family to cheese you. Internationally now, so cheers to you. Oh no, Kakazi, you're entirely fine. After I got the dags out and actually sat down, it was like 1:45 midnight. Yeah, we just drank and nattered. Some of the late night crew helped me pick a few things from the Steam sale.
It was good, then someone had to unicorn off a security robot. No names mentioned.
No names mentioned. But whoever it was that accidentally set up the security robot is probably very sorry and totally didn't hide in the porta potty cackling madly. Okay, that's a bad lie. I was laughing. Aha! This flimsy toilet door will save me from this killer security robot. Oh no! The killer security robot has gone through the door! Whoever could have seen this coming? Oh yeah, Fred, you should be allowed like a MacGyver mode, which is just like you get everything unlocked. Okay. This album is a lot of... Okay, I'm sorry. Well, let's bring back the funk. Apologise that Chiptune's Christmas album was starting to cut like I cut a line that was hitting through to my teeth. You know what I'm saying? Oh. But yeah, just once again, Abiotic Factor was so good yesterday, and the playtest is running through until the 1st. So if you want a free game to play with your friends for a few hours and have like a little experiment, I can go for it. Thank you again to Bacon, who gifted me a copy.
Merry Christmas. What do you get when your cat gets stuck behind the couch?
I don't know.
A compass.
Ah! Well, you did there, I saw it. Akira Zero, thank you kindly, friends. And Bacon as well. Also on the thank you, Bacon, thank you for a copy of Lunacid, which if you haven't heard of that one, it's a first-person kind of Kingsfield-y type game, but it's made by Kira, who is like a indie horror darling. Made The Incredible Lost in Vivo and did a bunch of work on the Dreadix collections. We also got Anodyne 2, because I really want to stream that for you all. We got Submerged Hidden Depths, which is the sequel to Submerged, which is very, very good. On Your Hands, which is the weirdest fucking indie game that you've never seen. Project Proxima, which is Iron Lung style, like, janky mechanics in space. And then we got 2 mech games. We got Gearbits, which is 1 part Virtua On, 1 part kind of Armored Core. And we got Battle Metal, because it's currently $2. Battle Metal is a lone indie who went, you know what, feck it, I'm just going to make a Battletech game. And they did. And it feckin' slaps. Gil, the last one was Gearbits. Matt and Kindle, thank you for filling the pint glass. And Wet Paint, Watto and welcome. Hello, hello. Aww. Well, Wet Paint, you are entirely welcome. It still boggles my tiny mind that people enjoy watching the VODs. And they aren't just a dumping ground for hours of incoherent Britishisms and screaming. But I am happy that my little gangly self can be people's, you know, second screen or company when doing chores or what have you. So, yeah. My VOD watching thousands, by which I mean 4 people. Happy holidays. Oh. So yeah, you all were there for the interesting parts of my night. After I got off Discord, I cleaned and then I went to bed. I'm still very confused with. Okay, for everybody outside of the US, at some point, it's always hard to tell what, but at some point, like either American nerdery or culture or subculture will discover a song that was huge in your local region, but never popped over to the US for some reason. And it is always fascinating to see people just lose their noggins. Apparently there is there's a film that's come out. It's called Saltburn. It's about degenerate rich people in the UK, and it gets surreal and messed up. Supposedly there's a bathtub scene that's super gross, and they're now selling tiny bathtubs. Alright. However, it contains a club banger from 2007 called Superstar. And watching hundreds of Americans lose their noggin to this tune is just making my Christmas. Like, that was one of those songs that in the UK you couldn't swing a cat for. And it had a music video that definitely did stuff to you. I won't go into any further than that. That's definitely one of those, if you're ace, you're safe kind of music videos. And Jay Post, a happy XCOM to you as well. Aww. Well, Wet Paint, it is an honour to be on the playlist with a double Dan. Yeah, sorry for switching out the Christmas music for some funky Sonic tunes, but I'm only a man. But yeah, that's 100% of everything that's been going on here. Like, thank you all for the most bombastic of days yesterday. And Shadows, what and welcome. Yeah, I only spent $30 on Steam stuff, and it was all for things that I will be streaming for you all at some point. And let me tell you, the short list was very hard. Like, Krill and Squarepeg and people were helping me like slim it right down. But if any of you need some Steam recommendations, I love playing Sommelier. Shadows of Life, congratulations on the bookshelf fix. The wonky knees of the furniture world. Kimball, do you plan to hang this sword of Damocles above my head? Is that the plan? No, that's an impressive amount of lurking. God, is Death Trash still in early access? God, that game's been in operation for 1,000 years. I mean, hey, props to the creator if they're able to sustain and then keep going. But yeah, friends, that's the long short of it. The plan today is just to have a little putz around Black Mesa. If you didn't see, they just updated OG Half-Life this year as part of the, oh, I'm sorry to tell you, the 30th anniversary. But, I mean, I don't think there's going to be any drastic changes to it. I just think that it's an important game. And at this point, it's a big old Christmas tradition. So, you know, welcome to the Black Mesa Transit System. Wet Paint. That's too much. That's too much of me. That's too much Will. Interrupting a VOD of Will to tell live Will that Will's doing good. No. The friends and family may need to have an intervention. That's too much Will. As a Will himself, that's too much Will. Will approaches human instrumentality. Congratulations! Congratulations. It's just me. Sorry you didn't get the cloned dead wife of Gendo Ikari. You got me instead. Sorry. Yeah, Man and Monk, it's been heckin' going. It's been heckin' going. I mean, it's still wild though that a 30-year-old game has such impact. There aren't many of them, and not because like, you know, old game dumb stupid bad, but more because like games are such a wonderfully iterative medium. We learn from the things that have come before, you know, very much on the shoulders of giants. And the fact that it's a title that has inspired so many and has been such a huge stepping stone and yet still stands up on its own. Like, we were talking about this with the Zeldas, that Zelda Ocarina of Time is a touchstone game throughout our history. But weirdly, of the two of them, Majora's Mask is the one that still stands up. Because it not only was an articulation on a game that shaped our entire medium, but it also goes places. But you don't need me to tell you that. You know, white guys having opinions about Zelda is probably the most mayonnaise thing that a streamer can do. But no, Lance, I'm entirely with you. Like, I honestly think we need a better term than, like, sequel or expansion. So things like Majora's Mask, things like Tears of the Kingdom. When you have a successful title, dedicating a team to using what exists to make something special with that. You know? Hell, there's an alternate universe where Metal Gear Survive is good. Buddy the Elf is currently getting in it. Look, Lance, I spent entirely too much time with Metal Gear Survive. I spent more time than it is healthy to do, and you know what? There was the makings of a great game there. Now, I don't think Konami could not meddle, and the game needed at least another year and a half in development. But it was starting to make shape. Like, a truly cooperative Metal Gear game built from the ground up. We've always wanted that, right? And the whole, like, build, craft, and survive on an alien world. Like, that really takes the whole Naked Snake, wink, and brings that idea forward. Like, you're dropped in a hostile alien environment. Go, what do? We start by making a feckin' sharpened stick, and by the end of it, you've got, like, wormhole generators. It's brilliant. However, you can definitely feel all the meddling, and you can definitely feel the Konami being like, you need to make a successful game right now. Oh, but we don't know what we're doing, and Kojima took everyone competent with him. It's just me and Derek. And Derek doesn't even know how to make a video game. He's been licking the screen for 3 days. Ow, I'm helping. I don't know. Sometimes, even when a game is bad, you can feel the heart that the team are trying to put forward. But you know me, like, in my humble opinion, there are very few truly bad games. Left Alive is a bad game. Like, Left Alive had a good writer, but everything about that game just eats farts with a spoon. from the World of Tanks promotion to just the pure cynicism and jank around it. Like, it's a game that hates its own source material. I'm just like, then why are you here? You could be anything. You could do anything. No. Like, the front mission fan base isn't exactly like a rabid machine that must be fed. Kimball's getting wargaming recruiter spam. Yeah. Like, okay. Recruiters in video games are a very weird bunch. And I don't wanna give the bad ones a pass, right? But like, just being an empathic human for a second, they're going through shit. Because they still have the same kind of like targets and goals that they've had, except for the hiring process is almost all but frozen, and they're being told to recruit like skilled seniors with worse offers than anyone else around, but are still being pressured to hit like recruitment targets and shit like that, lest they be let go. Like, they're kind of getting Greek tragedied out of their jobs. Sorry, just Iron says, we're really good, we're super good for Christmas. Can we get a map editor? You mean a map editor for editing map editors? Oh, it's so dumb, it's brilliant. No, it's just dumb. Heck. Father Christmas is bringing you meta humor this season, apparently. Feckin' yo. But yeah, I've mostly been a terror today. Been posting a lot about Die Hard Arcade. And I'm thoroughly enjoying being a mischief merchant. I mean, okay. Listen, how can you look at this face? How can you look at this face and tell me it's not a Christmas movie? Like, look at that face. Like, it's got all your favorite characters. It's got budget John McClane, his wife who kills people now, one of the Mishima family, and some child, plus tiny helicopter. It's all your favorites. That's Jimmy Carr, isn't it? Jimmy Carr Die Hard Christmas. It's just another night in Southern California. Jesus. Don't think buildings explode like that. But look, it's got your favourite moments from Die Hard the movie. Like that time John McClane had to fight two robots with a stick. Like, it's iconic. And who could forget John McClane's wisecracking partner? That lass, I guess. Oh, Die Hard, Jimmy Carrade. Alright. And Kakazi, actually, the fact that the final boss is in fact Father Christmas is a late game reveal. We probably shouldn't spoil that for people that haven't played Die Hard Arcade. God, Die Hard Arcade, Die Hard Trilogy. Yeah, Scotty, you're thinking of Die Hard Trilogy, which was a light gun game, driving game, and then was it a brawler? Alright, what was Die Hard Trilogy? Because I remember it being 1, bullshit hard, and 2, so weird. Oh yeah, so one of them was a budget pre-GTA 3. One was a light gun game, and one was a driving game. The driving game was impossible. It was impossible. I'm just gonna say it. And Phoenix, Watto and welcome. A good Yule to you. A happy Honda days and Merry Crisis. Sometimes, friends, though, I do miss just the audacity of, like, 90s video games. Sir, I think we just got the Die Hard license. What are we gonna do? Oh, fuck. Alright. What are we making at the moment? Well, they're making a shooting game, that team's making a driving game, and I was kind of working on this, like, run and gun. Fuck it, put all of them in, call it Die Hard Arcade, Die Hard Trilogy, and we'll just go with it. So yeah, that's my Christmas. I have to admit though, I never played the sequel Die Hard Trilogy 2, Viva Las Vegas. And I don't know if anybody else did. Yeah, Aldous, I'm still confused as to what that was. So Fable 6, actually, Bruce Willis did the voice and had his likeness on a PlayStation 1 game, which was like, was it like something Millennium? It was really fucking bad. Now, what was it? Bruce Willis PS1 game. Apocalypse. Alright, if you thought Die Hard Arcade Bruce Willis was bad, get ready for whatever the fuck this is. Bruce, buddy, should talk to your agent on this one. Yeah. And let me tell you, this game was not good! Scotty, I hope so too. Because whatever they paid him for it was not enough. Look at that face. I don't think I can bring myself to do the behind the scenes video. I don't think anyone needs that. I'm trying to find like some big viewable screenshots. It was very PlayStation 1. Like, there are some cracking games that came out of the PS1 era that are just not celebrated. Silent Bomber is definitely one of the ones that I end up yelling about. But the retro prices around that are now ridiculous. We were actually talking about that last night in Discord of like, man, retro prices have gotten wild. And it's like, due to a combination of like artificial inflation, huge demand during lockdown, and maybe, potentially, some as yet unconfirmed money laundering, yeah, retro games have gotten stupid. So, I'm not saying that you should consider downloading RetroArch and other such emulators over the Christmas period and experiencing games that mean something to you in the comfort of your own home. I would never tell you to pirate video games, that you can no longer pay the developers and you can no longer support the people who created it. I would never say that. What? Anyway, we should probably get Half-Life started. We've got a tradition to get through. Oh, Shadows. That was Arch. A-R-C-H. RetroArch. I mean, I can talk about RetroArch, it's fine. RetroArch is kind of a wrapper for a buttload of different emulators, which they refer to as cores, and it makes it really easy to kind of keep everything together and keep it going. And as someone who's been into, I mean, I fucking lived on emulation when I was younger. You know, I was a broke-ass kid. I worked for months to buy my GameCube at this tiny little like coffee shop attached to a Roman villa. Tanari, wow, Watto, and welcome. Well, okay, the hat says Bar Humbug, but I'm actually feeling pretty seasonal, so I kind of need like a legitimate hat. How are you doing? Watto, and welcome. I have my plan, Tanori, for yourself and other like family members across the globe is to do like a little video walkthrough of the flat, because Fiona has been kicking ass on making this place like feel like a little home. The area around the window has now got this cute kind of cottagecore vibe. The flat looks lovely. It's a little dusty post move, and that's the worst I can say about it, which is so good. Actually, you know what? That's a good point. Like, I don't think Nick Cage has been in many video games, but he's a massive nerd. I guess he's more of a comic nerd. With Gumball Cribs. Oh, what was the Cribs episode where it was a musician and his apartment was like a fancy one in LA, but inside it was an absolute disaster? Because I think about that one a lot. Like, putting that one and the Tommy Tallarico episode of Cribs next to each other, which wasn't actually officially Cribs. Scotty says they imagine Dead by Daylight gave Nick Cage 6 series figures. I hope that Nick just fucking showed up one day. Like, someone had to be like, hey Mike, there's someone here at reception. Oh, who is it? It's Nicolas Cage. He says he's in the game now? Do I just let him in? You know, it's the Bill Murray effect, right? But you all know the Bill Murray stories. But yeah, so, I mean, Tanari, wow, and obviously all of you, I hope you're having a feckin' great little holiday. Because, like, one thing we do know about Nick... Okay, we know a few things about Nick Cage, right? One, he loves being in stuff. Loves it. Two, he's prepared to tweak what he does to make it affordable for people to work with him. I only found this out after the fact, but... so Willy's Wonderland, the not Five Nights at Freddy's, Nicolas Cage says nothing in the whole movie. Because that way the team would be able to afford to have Nicolas Cage in their film without having to pay him by the line. Also, Yeti, there are so many Bill Murray stories. The one I always love is the fact that at one bar in New York, he just went behind the counter and just started serving drinks all night. But what he did is it doesn't matter what anyone asked him for, he just poured them tequila, and that was it. That's my favourite one. Like, the fact that you can reach a level where you just are allowed to do that. I love it. Okay. I mean, obviously we're going to continue nattering, but let's get this Christmas tradition underway. Because I've been informed I have a hard stop time of 5:15, which is 2 hours from now, but still. You know what we get like when we get talking. Yeah. There's that Christmas noise. Righty. Love to see it. Love to see it. And in case you didn't see, friends, Half-Life got a big old update this year with like support for high-end graphics cards, new multiplayer goodies, the whole shebang. It's good to be back. It's beginning to look a lot like Half-Life. And Clank Watto and welcome. Gil, in 2 hours, I don't think we're even going to get to the soldiers, but that's not the point. Also, you no longer have to go through all the nonsense to play Uplink, which I think is so good. And Legend, Watto and welcome. Hello, hello. Hang on, let me update the game real quick. One of the things that I would love to do again is Sven co-op, because like Half-Life Uplink is a big part of my childhood, because it was a long time before I could physically buy a copy of Half-Life, right? And so I played the Uplink demo to death. Both Uplink and the Black Mesa Hazard course I used to know blindfolded, just because I couldn't afford the full game. And God, it still makes me laugh that I swore off Steam because somebody jacked my CD key and put it into their Steam once it rolled out. I was so mad. I was so mad. I say let's just get on with the main one. Let's just fucking get to it. Pitter patter, let's get at her.
Good morning, and welcome to the Black Mesa Transit System. This automated train is provided for the security and convenience
Buddy!
of the Black Mesa Research Facility.
It's not Christmas till you see Barney banging on the door.
The time is 8:47.
So, I don't know if you've all seen the documentary they put out about Half-Life, but one thing that was so fascinating is hearing so many people that had the same experience as me, which is the game starts, and you're just here, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I guess this is like a cutscene or some shit, whatever. And then you bump the mouse, and you're like, wait, what? And then it's like, wait, what?
Oh, how did we get back in Black Mesa? Oh gods, turn the tram around.
This train
Run, Gordon,
is
run.
inbound
Yeah,
from
like, you know what?
level 3
Let's just,
dormitories to
you know what? Let's just stop it. Let's go back home.
control facilities.
And favor 6th making your... Sorry, and Shackle, thank you for the bits, friend.
Beyond Sector C. You will need to
I hope things are going good.
in Area 9.
Back in the old,
A high security
Stop
track.
that incessant
If you
clicking.
have
we
not
go.
submitted your identity to the retinal clearance system,
Sorry, I was trying to find a clever way to say I hope things are going good for you and Jaralan.
for processing before you will be permitted into the high security branch.
Gil, we had a few what ho ho ho's last night. Then there was also Fearless Sun and the quest for the hose, which was the joke that kept on giving.
Oh, you're awake. They caught you crossing the Black Mesa perimeter fence.
Yeah.
No smoking, eating.
Like, Black
or
Mesa,
drinking
they can't kill us
are
all.
within the Black Mesa transit system.
Come on, Black Mesa, let us in. We just want to see some aliens.
Inside the train at all times. Do not attempt to open the doors until the train has come to a complete halt at the station platform. In the
Lance
event
says,
of
"Oh
an
sweet, there's a
emergency,
prequel to Portal 2."
Passengers are to
Fucking
remain
terrorists.
seated and await further instruction. If it is necessary,
Now, we talk about this every year, but if you take one thing away from this, like, Christmas playthrough, it's this.
please stay away from
And I know it's a
electrified
technique
rings
more for
and proceed
cinema
to
than
the
for video
exit
games,
station
but
until assistance arrives.
this little tram setup is one of the smartest things in games, and people still miss this. What this does is this shows you the framing for the whole game. Aside from Zen, it shows you where you're going to be going, what you're going to be doing. It gives you this sense of scale and purpose. Yeah, Shackle, this tram setup, it's not a cutscene to flex on you, it's a promise. And you see, like, the missile that you'll have to avoid later on. You see the soldiers, you know. some of them anonymous materials and weird shit. Yeah, well, so Fable 6, actually, Atomic Heart is a good example of missing, like, the fucking... missing the wood for the trees, right? Atomic Heart wanted to have this kind of oomph, but they completely missed the point.
The semifinals for high security personnel.
Bacon, I mean, it is some foreshadowing, but more than anything else, it's like a table of contents.
Do you have a friend or relative who would make a valuable addition to the Black Mesa team? Immediate openings are available in the areas of materials handling and low clearance security.
Big robot.
Please contact Black Mesa personnel.
I always wanted to drive one of those. There was one mod where you got to, and it wasn't as satisfying as I hoped. It wasn't like the power loader with chain guns from Alien vs. Predator 2.
Please contact our civilian recruitment.
Yeah, Shackle, it's like reading the chapter titles of the book. And then, I think had Zen been better, it would have been such a great reveal, because, kind of like with Okami and games like that, where you think you know how big it's going to be, and then, surprise, there's more.
Biohazard screenings are a requirement of continued employment in the Black Mesa Research Facility. Missing a scheduled urinalysis or radio...
I see you, G-Man, you twat!
...for immediate termination.
I see you.
Have been exposed to radioactive or other hazardous materials in the course of your duties. Contact your radiation safety officer immediately. Work safe. Work smart. Your future depends on it.
But yeah, so, again, just touch on what Fable 6 was saying. There are modern games that have not learnt from our history. And I find that just fascinating.
Please stand back from the automated door and wait for the security officer to verify.
Yeah, Shackle.
your
Work safe.
identity.
Work smart. Work
Before
S-smart.
exiting the train, be sure to check your area for personal
Sporting
belongings.
goods. Aisle 12.
Thank you, and have a very safe and productive day.
Morning, Mr. Freeman. Looks like you're running late.
And a Merry Christmas to you, Barney!
Till it the spray works even in the intro in the game and establishes that Freeman is a graffiti artist.
Yep. Canonically, Gordon Freeman has a spray paint can with him at all times, not just when he gets the suit. Yeah, actually, so Alnus, like, joking aside, G-Man's inclusion there is completely innocuous if it's your first time playing, but as you come through later on, you're like, oh shit, he was watching you the whole time.
What ho? Can't stay and don't know if I'll be here later, but Merry Christmas all.
And, Jam, a Merry Christmas to you, friend. Watto and welcome. It's a wonderful Half-Life. Happy Chrysler. Merry Crisis. Happy Honda days. Yeah, I had him all along. Gordon Freeman was Banksy. That's the real review. Actually, Neil Buchanan from Art Attack is Banksy, and I do not fucking care what anyone else says.
Hey, Mr. Freeman. I had a bunch of messages for you, but we had a system crash about 20 minutes ago, and I'm still trying to find my file. Just one of those days, I guess. They were having some problems down
When you
in
don't
the
want to
test
wake
lab,
up.
too, but I think that's all straightened out.
They're
They
waiting
told
for
me
you,
to make sure
Gordon,
you headed down there as
in
soon
the
as you got
test
into your habits.
chamber. I still am amazed that with, like, fucking 90s tech,
Within theoretical limits.
they got the little mouths to move in the shape of the waveform. I always thought that was so cool. And then like, oh shit, tiny computer! Stuff you can fuck
Get
with!
away from there, Freeman. I'm expecting an important message.
Oh yeah, no, there's the alarm under the desk. Oh, what's this?
My God, what are you doing?
Come on, Gordon. You trying to get me into trouble?
And the little characters, everyone reacts like, feck! And again, this sets the tone that the world isn't just a static place to shoot through, that this is an office, this is a place where people work. And also, one of the things I love was early playtesters were apparently struggling to get their way, to find their way through this area. So that's when they added these, like, hospital-style lines. Like, and they're such a smart thing. But it fucking makes sense. Like, these coloured lines tell you, as both the player and the... both the player and Gordon, where the fuck you need to be going. Sup, nerds?
It's good to see you. Good morning, Gordon. Hello there.
Well, good news, everybody.
Was just delivered.
We're cancelling the Mantis tests. We're gonna have a new test, so grab a rifle and follow the yellow line. You'll know when the test starts.
Cascade scenario we discussed? Of course.
And then again, G-Man just doing his accounting thing. Just being creepy over there. I mean, it does... by modern standards, the environments do feel a little sparse now, but... I can't get through here until I got my suit.
You got the wrong airlock, Mr. Freeman. You know I can't let you through here.
Like, it's such a controlled little environment to explore, but it really gives you that feeling like you could go anywhere. Like, we talk about this a lot, and it's such a simple thing to say, but it's a difficult thing to capture, is most games are linear in some way, shape, or fashion. Like, there are very few truly, like, emergent games, or games where it's just emergent systems, and those are awesome. But if you're a game and you're telling a story, by the very nature of telling that story, you put the player on a certain path. But making them feel like they can go anywhere and do anything, letting them, like, embody that character, getting to have that kind of that swap over of both projecting yourself into the world and taking some of the character in, that's the sweet spot. And when you're able to do that, it's perfect. And speaking of which, somebody's pie needs fucking with. Oh, you gonna enjoy a nice pot pie for your lunch, for your break? You gonna have a little snacky snack? Not on my watch!
Hello. My God, what are you doing?
Get wrecked, nerd.
Hidden my glasses again.
He's wearing his glasses. Just the fact you can get, like, actual soda and stuff like that.
I must remember to report that fluctuation.
Earthman Dave, yeah, it is a nice, readable, uncluttered environment. And being a science lab, it carries that well.
Interesting note, you've got a doctorate, you're a theoretical physicist. But folks still refer to you as Mr. Freeman, not Doctor. And your part of the experiment is just pushing the sample on a dolly.
Yeah, Shackle, I feel like you're the new guy, or at very least you're being hazed. Because, yeah, like, here's your fucking doctorate. Like, you should be Dr. Freeman, but no one calls you that. So, like, did you piss everybody off? Are you just new? Like, what's going down? Oh yeah, Gordon's fresh out of MIT. But it's that kind of like, is it because you're just that junior compared to everybody else? Like... Oh yeah, no, Earthman Dave, yeah, the clearance in this place must be ridiculous. God, I'm trying to remember which mod it was, but one of the myriad of excellent Half-Life mods had a little tweak where you'd go into this area, and one of the head crab zombies would put a hand under the door and, like, usher to you to give him TP. So funny. Yeah, I mean, Shackle, yeah, we're also an asshole, so it is fair. Was that in Blue Shift alleged? I forget. I don't want to play Blue Shift again. They can't all be bangers. Opposing Force is excellent, and again, if we ever get the chance to do more Sven co-op, I'd love to do Opposing Force with everyone. So funny. But yeah, here it is. Here it is. The iconic moment.
Most of the simulation results are perfectly acceptable, you know.
Mark 4 protective system for use in hazardous
Yeah!
conditions. High impact reactive armor activated. Atmospheric contaminant sensors activated. Vital sign monitoring.
That's my Christmas jingle right there.
Automatic medical systems engaged. Defensive weapon selection system activated. Munition level monitoring.
Oh, so Shackle, here's a fun fact. So far as I understand it, the other two suits are the co-op campaign from, I believe, the PlayStation and Dreamcast console title. So, for those who don't know, the console version of Half-Life had a unique co-op campaign that followed mostly the same environments, but had different characters and some different story beats. No, for Fable 6, the HEV suits in Zen, those are from the Lander complex. So, the thing is, as we find out later, like, even before the Cascade, scientists were heading out into Zen to explore it. Like, they already had the portal technology. It's just, we put the big glowy gem in the big spinning machine and fucked up everyone's day.
Power 15%.
Hello there.
Yeah, so there you go, some random Christmas facts for you.
Looks like you're in the barrel today.
Ah, it's good to see you.
So actually, I don't know if Gordon's supposed to be a father. That little baby picture is one of the dev team during development. I still remember being so impressed by the visuals on these little, like, rotating bits. Oh, and again, if you want to talk about foreshadowing, this stuff right here, telling you about, like, the iconic dam section you'll be going to later on, and they're, like, the Black Mesa view as you come out through the verticality area, the cliff face fights and all of that. Working as a team! Technology! And there's the chopper. Love it, love it. Yeah, no, Earthman Dave, I still love Resonance Cascade as a great bit of, like, sci-fi gumble jargon. Yeah, as Shackle says, the gem was brought back from Zen. Wait, I can't remember if it was G-Man that gives them the sample or if they found it themselves. I forget. God. Don't drink gin, kids. It makes you forget.
Hello, Gordon Freeman.
Hello, Gordon Freeman. I see you've got your hazard suit on. Better grab a crowbar and fuck some shit up. Why do we all have to wear these ridiculous ties? Angelina, Watto, and welcome. Hello, hello. And yeah, Night Valen. Happy holidays. A Merry Crisis. A whimsical Katanica. And other such excellent made-up holidays. But one of the things we were talking about yesterday is, like, G-Man is a great example of how to take a bad character and write them great through sequels. And, okay, I'm not saying G-Man in this is bad. This was a very, very simple character, right? It was... The idea is he's meant to be an emulation of the Smoking Man from X-Files. You know, this shadowy figure who you're never sure how powerful or how connected he is, or really who he is. And throughout this, like, it's never overtly said, like, he's not... Wait, we thought he was a shady government spook, but he's something else? Okay. By the time you go through Half-Life 2, and then finally doing Half-Life Alyx, you're like, holy fuck. Like, if you take any lesson away from G-Man's characterization throughout the games, it's bring your writers in early, let them work with what you have. Let them, I don't want to say retcon, let them expand upon your characters into something special. Yeah, Alnus, I wholeheartedly agree. And honestly, like, if I can get Half-Life Alyx working with the FPS mod, that's something we'll definitely do.
Greetings. Ah, Gordon, here you are. We just sent the sample down to the test chamber.
I'm sure nothing will bad.
Anti-mass spectrometer to 105%. Bit of a gamble, but we need the extra resolution.
The administrator is very concerned that we get a conclusive analysis of today's sample. I gather they went to some lengths to get it.
They're waiting for you, Gordon.
In the test chamber. And Scotty and Alleged, I completely understand. I was only able to play through Alyx on stream because a friend lent me the hardware. And even then, it was still a bit shaky. Like, I can't go back and watch that stream. Now, I love the fact that I had all of you lot in chat, like, on my wrist. It felt like the coolest sci-fi shit ever. And honestly, both the person who plays Alyx and Rhys Darby's performances in that are stellar. I'm still annoyed that because it's a VR game and because loads of people didn't have the ability to experience that, like, it doesn't get talked about. Not to the weight that it deserves, you know? Everyone's running around talking about fucking Last of Us Part 2. No! Half-Life Alyx. They did it. They stuck the landing. I'm sure that's fine.
It's about to go critical.
What the hell is going on with our equipment?
It wasn't meant to do this in the first place.
You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I love how much of this early section is just them flexing on you. Don't worry about it. You're both going to be fine and not cut in half by lasers.
I'm afraid we'll be deviating a bit from standard analysis procedures today, Gordon.
Yes, but with good reason. This is a rare opportunity for us. This is the purest sample we've seen yet.
And potentially the most unstable.
Now, if you follow standard insertion procedures, everything will be fine.
I don't know how you can say that, although I will admit that the possibility of a resonance cascade scenario is extremely unlikely.
Gordon doesn't need to hear all this. He's a highly trained professional. We've assured the administrator that nothing will go wrong.
Yes, you're right. Gordon, we have complete confidence in you.
Go ahead. Let's let him in now.
Also, from having played this so many times, the foreshadowing becomes just pure comedy. I love it. I still want to say, like, I remember how much it impressed me that when you go from the corridors to here, it starts to echo. Like, it really does feel like this giant...
Testing?
Excuse me.
Everything seems to be in order.
All right, Gordon. Your suit should keep you comfortable through all this. The specimen will be delivered to you in a few moments. If you would be so good as to climb up and start...
Ben, how in the hot heck are you doing, friend? Happy holidays. Welcome to Itchy and Scratchy Land, where nothing can possibly go wrong. Alright, let's get this drum spinning. Who wants to see some weird shit?
Complete confidence in me. Like any of this will be my fault. I'm pushing a little cart around. Chat GPT could do my job, and that's the 1990s version.
I could be swapped out for an orange Roomba right now.
Predictable phase arrays.
Indeed, a happy Honda days and a Merry Crisis to you.
Stage 2 emitters activating now.
Gordon, we cannot predict how long the system can operate at this level, nor how long the reading will take. Please, work as quickly as you can.
Spoiler, you can stay in this area almost indefinitely.
Overhead capacitors to 105%. It's probably not a problem. probably, but I'm showing a small discrepancy. Well,
No, Aldous, it's not Christmas until the resonance cascade happens. You know this.
I've just been informed that the sample is ready, Gordon. It should be coming up to you any moment. Look to the delivery system for your specimen.
This is fine. This is fine.
Time to feed the MCP of Jolly Lancer. End of line.
I like that one. And Shackle, thank you for 200 as well. Fucking yo. Yeah, it's trying to feed the MCP a big old Jolly Rancher. This'll be fine. Actually, Ben does bring up one of my favourite points, which is like the gun turret with a Roomba test. If your contribution to the narrative can be replaced by a Roomba-mounted gun turret with no meaningful impact, your game's not a story-driven FPS. Yeah, I think I told you all about. I forget which. Fine, I'll start a resonance cascade instead of talking about narrative. Big nerds. I was trying to remember. It was. Some dirt, you are indeed. Much like the ball dropping on Christmas Day, it's the resonance cascade on Christmas Eve. Kablam! Jam it right in there. And just microwaved half the science team. It's my first day! It's my first day. I'm spray painting the void. Earthman Dave just says, I would have pushed the cart better. So, how's the slime? Good slime? Oh, nice. Fucking love the locust. Hey! So. Yeah, Scotty, all that gamma radiation and still no Hulk powers. Like, what the fuck?
Access denied.
That's not Matt.
Unauthorized personnel.
There we go.
Thanks, Professor Santa. Now I'm infertile.
I shall give you the gift of radiation! Ho 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 ho! Laser! Oh, no, laser's next room. Sorry. Sorry, I preemptively lasered there. See, Ben, I always loved this section being called Unforeseen Consequences because it's sarcastic.
Why? Listen, we tried to warn them.
Because they didn't want to.
I'd see a resonance cascade.
Let alone create one!
Gordon, you're alive. Thank God for that hazard suit. I'm afraid to move him and all our phones are out. Please, get to the surface as soon as you can and let someone know we're stranded down here. You'll need me to activate the retinal scanners. I'm sure the rest of the science team will gladly help you.
So yeah, so joking aside, Marty Cade, I completely agree. And I remember that hitting like a brick when I first saw it, because there's the scientist applying CPR to one of the Barneys. But there's a med pack behind it. That Barney is dead. That scientist is in shock and is just on autopilot. Like... also, it is entirely possible for that head crab to make it out of there. I have had a few death loops because of that.
It appears that containment system has completely failed.
Oh, right. I always forget about that bit. We don't have our magical crowbar yet. Got that little cheeky bugger chasing us. The instant death laser! Like, this game is merciless early on. Yay! Science! But yeah, Einib was just referencing that in Black Mesa, sorry! Don't use the elevator in an emergency. That there's a moment where one of your scientist colleagues just looks at you horrified because you've just done FPS type stuff, right? You've just murdered a whole room full of, like, Marines. I will avenge you with crowbar. Science! Science! Sorry. But yeah, during Black Mesa, there's a moment where, like, you just gun down a room full of, like, evil Marines, and then the scientist looks at you like, Gordon? Gordon? And when you think about it, like, in this, Gordon's just the fucking new guy. Right? Yeah, Lance, a great way to encourage, like, garbage collection. Love it. Love it. No.
Major lacerations.
Also, the fact that it actually, like, the suit actually tells you, like, what it's doing to keep you alive. I always love that. Like, morphine administered, major lacerations detected, all that good stuff. And again, like, we weren't even using terms like that back in the day, but the environmental storytelling implications that the person in the break room got murdered and just fucking dragged out this way, or got hit here, went into the break room and was just fucking eaten. Also, 69 health. Nice, nice, nice. He did not make it.
Power 15%. Power.
But yeah, seriously, after the game yesterday, though, it's got me thinking about what it actually would have been like. Because, like, moment zero, you've got aliens teleporting in. You basically had an earthquake-level event. The systems are all going haywire. Oh, and there's headcrab zombies now. But the few that would have survived that, like, the initial chaos of it, like, what would they have done? Yeah, especially once we start getting into, like, the office areas with, like, the lounges and weird places. I don't know. I guess that's why why I love Abiotic Reactor so much is because it's allowing me to kind of jam on that idea. Anyway, sorry. I hope you're all doing splendid. Ben, I hope you and Mandy are having the fucking best of times. To articulate what you were saying about the Roomba with the turret, it's kind of... It was kind of the point where I realised that a lot of AAA games couldn't really offer me anything anymore. I forget which COD it was, but I didn't do anything throughout the opening section. And everyone's turning to you being like, you're the super CIA operative agent. person. We need you to go in and kill this bad guy in some country which we're totally fucking with. And I was like, alright, I guess. I think it was Black Ops. And I just did nothing throughout the whole first mission. I wasn't needed. My invincible NPC compadres just did everything. I could have just basically been a toddler in one of those little, like, fucking baby harnesses, and I'd have exactly the same amount of agency. And yeah, Scotty, those medpack noises. It's like a little rave with your day. That and the Vortigons little battle cry before they start. The Vortigons that are like Reaper, Reaper. I don't know why. There's just there we go. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's just got that real aesthetic that I love. You need to signal your suit to make a duck jump. Yeah, I can't even help him. Having a bad time, having a bad time. And just that little detail here, you know. While video games have come a long, long way since then, it's fascinating to think how much of this was the DNA for what would become like modern horror games. Nothing.
Honestly, thinking on it, Half-Life would genuinely work as an actual movie. Opening credits during tram sequence, you got the brief intro before the plot kicks off. The Marines attacking is your Act 2 to Act...
Yeah. Like, Shackle, it has a really, really good structure. You'd probably ease up on the amount of gunfights and, like, alien nonsense. And I would love to get... I don't know who the biggest actor you could get to play Gordon Freeman is. And he says nothing throughout the movie. And even after Zen, even after fighting, you know, great big baby monster, like, Gordon, like, you know, even after that scene where the G-Man turns to him and goes, alright, Gordon, what'll it be? Yes or no? And Gordon opens his mouth to respond, that's when the film ends. No, Chuck Norris is a piece of shit. He doesn't get to be Gordon Freeman. He's a piece of shit. He had his chance. You almost made it, buddy. It's one chin up. One chin up to health.
That incessant clicking.
No. Jackie, thank you for gifting a sub to the Honda Dream Lab. A happy Honda days to you. You know, I think Cavill could play Freeman. He's got that good physicality of acting. He reloaded his fist once, and I don't think I've seen anyone do that before or since. I'm also disappointed.
Stop that incessant clicking.
Frickin' yo. Scotty, thank you for gifting a sub to Earthman Dave. You know what? Both Lance and Jackie make some good suggestions. Stop attacking! He's a friend! Always feel bad having to kill them. Like Jim Carrey or Charlie Day, someone who's known for like being very vocal, very fast, and having them unable to speak throughout the whole film. I mean, is it weird that Keanu feels like the easy choice? I don't know. I always feel so bad. Just because I've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk and Keanu's performance is still so good. I know we talk about this every year, but I also think that these little alien eye dogs are very, very important in setting up something that's more than just what you expect. Like, okay, for those of you who aren't 1,000 years old, Quake and games like it were pretty much the standard for a long time in FPS. What's the bad guys? Doesn't matter. They're cultist, zombie, alien, deep, just whatever, shut up. Here's a gun, go have fun. You know, the post-Doom world was very much like who you were destroying was more about the visual interest rather than their motivations. With this, most of the creatures you fight early on aren't actually hostile. This isn't an alien invasion. These poor little buggers are just displaced. You caused a resonance cascade that's teleporting these little guys in, but they're not doing it of their own volition. Yeah, I see you. Yeah, actually, Scotty, Gary Oldman would be a really good... Yeah, he's not going to be in Half-Life 2.
Glad you're blind, scientist.
Yeah, so Earthman Dave, look, these creatures have been displaced from their natural environment. They're just attacking because that's... Like, they're freaked out. They're lost. And because you're playing this like a shooter...
I'll stay here.
Like, you just instinctively shoot the alien monster as it attacks you. And, like, I'm not saying that Gordon shouldn't, like, there's nothing to be doing. It's just... You know, fuck, I think is what I'm trying to say. Like... Yeah, no, Earthman Dave, headcrabs only do what they naturally do in their environment, you know? They're no more fucking sinister than... Woo! Ow. No bitey. Like, they're no more fucking sinister than, you know, houseflies. Like, they're not doing it because they have an agenda. And the fact that the Combine used them as a fucking chemical weapon is still one of the most hecked up things. Oh, hello.
With my brains and your brawn, we'll make an excellent...
Well, they certainly shouldn't.
Sean Bean as Gordon.
Yes!
Mr. Bean as G-Man.
No! Fuck! That would actually work. Rowan Atkinson would play a great G-Man. Like, that awkward, almost... Well, not almost. That awkward alien lisp. Like, that whole...
Would you like to get one of these blood samples under a microscope?
Like, the G-Man's whole... An alien trying to pretend to be a human thing. God, it's so good.
Fascinating.
Oh no, so Jackie, there's tons of horrible things that the Combine do, because they're the baddies. But the Combine are evil, and they use these creatures as, you know, weapons and nothing more. They see humans in the same way they see everything else. Like,
Well,
it's another
the
species.
breach is definitely transmitting organic matter.
You'll be fine, mate. Don't worry about it. There's a grenade in there. Go hide. Have fun. And I think that was a really good escalation in from Half-Life 1 to 2. Also, some of the things the Combine use are clearly creatures that have been, like, either grown for combat or, like, genetically modified or otherwise, you know? I was always impressed by this. Sorry, buddy. Now, we know the Vortigons have agency, but the Vortigons are themselves being used by other species. Poor buggers. They are all the psychic power, none of the agency. Oi! Less of that. The real evil here is Darwin. Charlie, Charlie, Darwin, Darwin, Darwin.
And wait for my color.
Charlie, Charlie, Darwin, oh, what the hell have you done? they finally patched the thing where you can grab something and slide it Mach 3 across the map.
You spy. You won't even know I'm here.
I've got a bin friend you can go meet. Yeah, Scotty, like, the Combine strategy plan is like, yeah, airdropping 500 honey badgers out of a fucking bomber. Naughty space turkey. Okay, Favor 6, the bit in Alex where you go into the freezer and you're like, what's this? And it looks like a frozen turkey until you move it around, it's a dead head crab.
I'll wait.
No, you come this way.
Yes.
You're not gonna hang out with your friend? You can be bin buddies. I love the fact that these scientists will heal you if you get below 25% health. There's so much of this that's so good.
Responsible for this mess.
I am going to save it because I get my... Man, how long has it been since we played this? Hey!
Anyone else here think that Dr. Brina's grub is kinda hot?
What the fuck?
Why, just look.
You know what, Jackie? I was about to say something naive. I was about to say, like, nobody wants to see sexy Dr. Breen. And I was like... I know, for a fact, if I Google that, I am going to regret it.
I refuse to go another step.
Yeah. Now, I always get spun round in this area. There we go. Dr. Breen, sex machine, get out of my house. You are uninvited from the holidays. It's just that Dr. Breen and Mr. Bean have the same vocal pattern, and I don't know what to do with that knowledge. Dustin says, who was the spooky sightless bloke in Alex? Oh, that was Jeff. Was it Jeff? Yeah, no, it was. I was working with McElray on a follow-up to the North Star Hotel called We Have to Talk About Jeff, but that one had way more spoilers in, and my incoherent ramblings about it. Now, it'll be interesting to do a playthrough of Alex, like, as a standard FPS game to see how much it hits, but the Jeff battle in Half-Life Alyx is possibly one of the most non-shark terrifying things. The most terrifying non-shark things I've done in a video game, you know? No one needed that, Jackie. Ow! Ow! My dodging's not good. Alright, come on, you bastards. If you dodge them, they all get spat down into the grinder. It's great. Chunky nibblies. Ow! Ah! Chunky! So many. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, I see you too. I like them big. And Marshall Raya, welcome back, friend. Oh, you do you, buddy. Oh, yeah, no, Scotty. Like, understanding how a lot of the setup of this works does take some of the fear out of it, obviously. But yeah, the first time you're going down this lift and they're just fucking pouring head crabs on you, and they're coming at you from all directions, it feels like. Like, it's up there with the Alien Resurrection moment when you come up out of the water and you're surrounded by eggs. Like, which I understand wasn't in the Alien Resurrection game, but was in subsequent Alien games referencing it. Yo! I don't know who posted it in the game news chat, but the Alien Isolation boot sheet is still one of the wildest things anyone has put out. I don't know if you all saw this, but it turns out that was it Alien? No, it's Alien Trilogy on the PlayStation 1. Contains a cheat code that allows you to use it as a boot disc for any game. Those could be homebrew copied games or what you will. Bye. I always feel bad for the bull slugs. Except for the ones in the reactor, like, they're all just having a really bad day. They make such sad little noises when you take them out. So, Famous Six, I wonder what animal the head crabs had as natural play. Well, it's got to be the Vortigons, right? Because that's the only, like... That's the only creature with an obvious bipedal head. It's got to be. Sorry! Well, so Scotty, that was one of the things that was fascinating, was that for a lot of the, we'll call them homebrew kits for like the PlayStation 1 and 2 and things like that, they had a special device that would let you open the disk drive while, like, after the boot check had gone through, so you could then, like, load your own stuff off. And people are fascinating. Ah, beans. They could cheat the system. And what do you got to do? Signal your suit to make a duck jump. As I said, I found it so fascinating that, yeah, like Alien Trilogy has a secret code that lets you turn it into basically a super boot disc.
Gordon looking up manual to the hev suit, trying to find how to double jump.
Right. The fact that he doesn't immediately, like, concuss himself with a long jump module is still so funny. And, oh, it's the bit I always fuck up because I'm too busy nattering. Gordon's here. Remember to save so I don't have to do everything all over again. Always aim for the central pins so you don't overshoot. But yeah, we were talking about reproduction games and chip stuff and things like that last night, and I have to admit, like, I don't know. Someone was asking me, like, where the line of morality stands on these things, and again, I would never, ever, ever condone piracy or like illegal procuring of video games on this Twitch.television. However, I think if one were to academically look at the situation in isolation, that any situation where you cannot support the development team, like either directly or indirectly, I think you're in the clear. You know, there are so many great games that the teams no longer exist. The games are no longer available for sale in any way, shape, or form. And for a few... there's no way for you to support any continuation of it or what have you. I think in those situations, it is not correct, because again, never condone piracy, but if you had to look at the moral implications... Yeah. Oh no! Watchazini, I'm so sorry, friend. I'm so sorry. Well, I hope symptoms are mild as all heck, and I hope you're doing alright. I mean, as well as...
There goes our grant money.
Immediately dies. Oh, he's not going to be in Half-Life 3. But yeah, there's so many great games out there that unless you look for them, they do not exist. One of my personal favorites is sorry, bear with me a second. It has a terrible title. Abomination: The Nemesis Project. And honestly, like, I might see if I can get it up and running. It was made by a team called Hot House Creations that, sadly, after some poor choices in terms of what games to develop, they ended up getting jammed into like mobile like quick turnaround games. They reached that point where they weren't making enough money where they could create more original games again, and they were just kind of stuck. But they made a game that takes place in New York during this like night of madness. You know, a plague has taken hold, people are getting sick, and these strange cultists have taken to the streets in guns. And as the campaign progresses, like, it gets more and more body horror. Like, it gets more and more like Wet Geiger-esque, or Giger-esque, or however you pronounce it. And it was absolutely fascinating. Now, it's not without its flaws. It suffers from a reversey-Percy version of the XCOM problem. The XCOM problem is that once you get a squad of badasses...
Stop that incessant clicking.
Why is that a real account? What is wrong with people? Oh, balls. Don't worry about it. Jackie, why are you like this? And I can't be just mad at you. Someone else needs to apologize. I just don't know who. That should... Ah, yeah, that turns the power off. Jobs are good. Sorry, friends, I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, yes! Abomination, very good game. The reverse of the XCOM problem, which is in XCOM, when you start off at the beginning, it's its hardest, but it has the most emergent storytelling, and you work up towards a squad of badasses that can't be stopped. In Abomination, you start with a squad of badasses that can't be stopped, but if they die, you lose them, and you have to start using recruits to fill the slots. And, like, it feels very I don't know, very 90s comics, like one person was attacked by a Russian mafia member with acids. They replaced her skin with Kevlar, and now she's a super tank. One person has like ice psychic powers and stuff. I'm making it sound worse than it is, but your starting roster of characters all have fucking cool superpowers. And unfortunately, if they die, you never get them back, so you just end up wanting to keep your starting roster. I guess it's similar to early Fire Emblem, where the game says, like, well, the game gives you permadeath with the idea that you'll, like, you know, tweak and change and move your team around, but in actuality, you end up just loading your save up every time your favorite character dies. Oh, yes, we've got to go up into the roof, don't we? I'm amazed they fixed the physics bug. Usually when you're pushing an object in this, if you grab it at the same time and then try and shift it, it zips around the environment at, like, Mach 3. It is... Wait. What am I doing? Turn power, went that way.
Interesting. Just look at that.
Interesting. It ate your body. Oh my word. Is it up this way? No, because we can't get the desk past there. So that leads through to there. This leads back to where we came. This is where we turn off the power.
This magnitude is extremely improv, Gordon. If I'd known it was you, I'd have let you in. Everyone's heading for the surface. But I think they're crazy not to stay put. Someone is bound to come by and rescue us.
Spoiler, no one comes to rescue them.
Lead the way.
Right, do I need you to open the bloody door? Dr. Newell. Scheduled chaos theory. Alright, alleged. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
There goes our grant money.
Merry Crisis, Happy Honda Days, and a wonderful Katanika. Have a good one, friend. Have a good one. Nice. Alright, why am I being dense? Okay, so I've got you. Can't go back in the lift. I don't think there's an up we're supposed to go through here. Nah. Am I being stupid? I'm probably being stupid.
As far as I go.
We have this area here. Leads us to the spinny fan. The spinny fan doesn't go anywhere else. This is just like a little secret area. There isn't an up. Am I a stupid? Am I being a stupid right now? So the guy gets dragged up into the ceiling, but that's just a effect. Don't drink gin, kids. Makes you stupid. Then there's this guy. What's up? I just love the fact that it's entirely possible to kill him before he breaks his way out. So you can kind of leave this poor little guy trapped in here forever. Jin! Indubitably. God, I'm already at max ammo. Give me one of those runs. Ah. Huh! Tesla coil. I didn't know that. I guess my impatient child self gave up on it. And okay, I know it's the most obvious thing, and it does warrant saying every time that it blew my mind when I was a Wiian that the items weren't just strewn about, they were in boxes. There was stuff in these boxes, and you had to pry them open. You know, you get so used to video games like Quake and Half-Life where there's just stuff. It's just there.
Hello, sir.
I got you.
Ooh, something died down here.
God, I love this shotgun. Matey. Alright, Rilu, congratulations. You made it. You are unwhammed. You are unwhammed. Be sure to inform all. To those of you that did unfortunately go to Wamhala, you are celebrated. Jackie, well, once it hits Christmas Day, wherever you are, like, regardless of your celebrations, that does signal the end of Whamageddon. You have survived. You got the touch, doom, doom, doom. You got the power. Sorry, I've had to teach myself as an adult to not worry about file save sizes. Because, like, back when I was a Wiian, you only had limited hard drive space. And save games were a very quick way of clogging up a whole ass hard drive. And I'm like, wait a second. I can just keep saving my game. I don't have to conserve. Knew you were there, buddy. It's always two. No, okay, Gear Graphic. The 1980s Transformers film is a fucking masterpiece, and you know it. Also, in terms of, like, concepts of existential horror, Unicron is fucking up there. Like, I was trying to explain to somebody the other day what was it, Hellstar... Is it Hellstar Nimona? One of Junji Ito's work. Hellstar... Romina, that's it. Hellstar Romina is the story of a group of scientists that discover a planet, and when they look at it, it looks back at them. But I'm like, yo, as cool as Hellstar Romina is, and it's proper horror. If you're not familiar with Junji Ito's work, he did Uzumaki and a bunch of other works that have haunted the shit out of people. Do not go into it lightly. But, like, Hellstar Romina is just the 1980s Transformers movie, but wet. Like, it's the same horror, but instead of mechs, it's a big damp star. Oh god, I remember this puzzle taking me so long as a Wii-in. Scotty mentioning Wittards. There's a name I haven't heard in some time. Sorry, friends. I've realised I'm playing so much of this on autopilot. Wow, Gear Graphic. It's so strange. It is the season for peace and love and joy, and yet you can say things loudly like that film did not need to play The Touch 4 times. How can you be so wrong on this?
Who would have...
Like, who hurt you? Oh, you got whammed in Wittards in Birmingham. Ah, I'm sorry for your loss. You are awaited in Walhalla, as I'm sure you well know. Big Shotty says hello. And Kaikira, what and welcome. Kaikira, the new patch is just smooth as. It's wild how many bugs from the OG Half-Life were still there, and I just come to accept them. Like that thing where you can move an object around and make it zip across the floor at Mark III because the physics was always a little bit jank. By a little bit, I mean a lot jank. Like, it... Ah yes, Verdanflow, that's a good point. The famous This Is My Whole manga was Junji Ito, and I think that one was in Uzumaki. There were a few other like little short horrors that got bundled into his other works. The one that I can never remember the name of, the Lonely Onlys, that one was definitely jammed in there as well. And that one haunts me. Side by side, Bonnie!
Oh, that was close.
Oh, I forgot the scientist. Yeah, so Kaikira...
Do you still say there's nothing to chaos theory? I certainly hope you know what you're doing.
Every Christmas period, we go back and do something Half-Life themed. Especially during like the time between like Christmas and New Year's and stuff like that. And with the patch, I figured, what a great excuse to just go back to the classic. Like, there's no mods, there's no feckery in this. It's just us.
Yeah, we might stand a better chance if we team up.
Yesterday we did Abiotic Factor, which is what if Half-Life was a surviving crafting game, and it was so funny. Like, I both hope and fully expect it to... Bonnie! Shot me in the back!
This is my trophy room.
Oh, these two poor buggers. The Statler and Waldorf of scientists.
I predicted all of this, you know. All of it.
And Kakira, we played it for like what,
Breach is
4
definitely
5.
transmitting organic matter.
Get out the ruddy way. We played like 4 or 5 hours of Abiotic Factor, and it was so good. We hit upon a...
Man, did you see that shot?
I've got my shotty. I'm causing problems. I mean, at this point, Gordon's basically just a time-traveling super killer.
Bring it on.
Sorry. But yeah, no, so we played it for 2 or 3 hours. It was really good. I highly recommend playing it with a squad. And if only because, like, the aesthetic of that whole game is trying to build, like, weapons and armor and a base, not out of raw materials, but out of, like, shit that you'd find around the office. I made a crossbow out of stationery. It was the coolest. You just shoot me in the back there, Barney. Love it. Love that for us. And honestly, we probably would have gone later with yesterday's, but we found some bug involving the portable cooking station. And whilst you can keep items on the floor, in the event of a crash or a reset, the floor drobe.
Yes.
The floor drobe
To oblige a fellow scientist.
is unfortunately wiped out. So, man, that's a heavy lamp. Barney has got it out for me today.
I just overheard a secure access transmission. Soldiers have arrived, and they're coming to rescue us. Of course, I have my doubts that we'll live long enough to greet them.
You have any idea what's going on?
Shut up.
See you later.
Alright, let's go get the other scientists. They're not horribly dead. I don't know why I want to clump these scientists up, but it's my game of Half-Life, and I'm allowed to be a nonsense merchant. There we go. Come on, buddy. Come on. Who's a good scientist?
Lead the way.
There we go.
I hope those people in the Lambda lab can get this under control.
Oh, those fucking Lambda jocks. The big brain meatheads of Half-Life. I'm not mad at you, security guy. I'm proud of you. Someone with clearly your level of visual impairment, still able to work a fulfilling job in security. I'm so proud of you.
Yes.
With my brains and your brawn, we'll make an excellent team. Like, they say that, but like, again, you're an MIT scientist.
Have I been that much of a burden?
Alright, you lot can all hang out here.
Inconclusive.
I got shit to do. Ooh. This machine gun will fire every 30 seconds! To let you know that everything is okay! There we go. Message for you, sir! Yeah, they are, Kira. Yeah, they are.
Since when is Half-Life a RPG? You keep casting gun with the occasional grenade.
What can I say, Bacon? I may be out of mana, but I'm not out of options. Fireball! Man, I wonder if you could do Half-Life with only grenades. Fireball! I did not ask how big the room was. I said I cast Fireball.
Hello.
Hello there. And sorry, what and welcome. Hello, happy Honda days. Merry Crisis, and a whimsical Katanika to you.
Yep.
Well, so Tesla Coil, I think that's another one of the reasons why we... One of the reasons why I think Half-Life is an important one to play through, and not, say, Doom 3, is because Doom 3 has so much legacy debt in it. Like, they clearly wanted to do something different and weird and strange and special, right? But they were not given enough in the way of, like, creative freedom, at least in my humble opinion, right? Like, you know, the whole thing with the...
Major fracture detected.
Oh, I got my leg caught. Oh, fuck.
Captain on the bridge.
Oh!
Behold,
Hey!
Christmas. I didn't think this joke all the way through. Sorry.
It's all good. It's lovely to see you, friend. I hope you are doing splendid. I just broke Gordon's little leggies in the bad way. And now I've actually got to play this like I mean it. And Sharon, how you been doing? Like, thank you for the full 61 months. I hope you're doing, yeah, bloody marvellous. Everyone's coming to hang out. Ah, it's a 100 Days miracle. I don't know if there is a good way to break your legs, and I hope to never find out. Well, I don't remember going through here. Is this can't be new. This can't be new. They wouldn't sneak in new content, would they? Ah, sorry, I did watch your message, and I apologise. I meant to write you a message back. That was super kind of you. Thank you. I highly doubt that I will ever stop apologising. But that was some lovely sentiments, and thank you. You know, I think if I ever reach the point where I am not profusely apologising or thanking you lot, then you know that I've been replaced. Gear Graphic says they still have the meme of Gordon questioning the scientists of why he doesn't have a helmet on his suit when shooting the head crabs. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so jumping back. Doom 3, I think, is a really good example of how, like, the expectation and commercial success of certain games basically can back them into a corner. I apologise if you already know this, but I just love talking about it. So, Doom 3, the long-awaited sequel to Doom 2, was full 3D. It was going to be full horror. It was going to be in space and hardcore. But it was constantly at odds with itself, right? Like, it clearly wanted to be just straight up horror. It had this mechanic where you could either look with a flashlight or hold your gun, which was at the time, like, inspired. But then, because of the DNA of Doom that was plastered all over it, it still wanted you to run and gun and daka. And these two things were always diametrically opposed, but neither side could creatively... I saw you this time. Yeah. So close. Fiona has taken to scaring the heck out of me. Now they can get behind me silently. Yeah, I mean, yeah, shout out to the duct tape mod. Oh, yes. It felt like either the team was diametrically opposed or there were like two big creatives on the project and neither was prepared to give way to the other. You know what I'm saying? Fireball! Du-du-du-du-du-du. Fireball!
You cannot have a horror game if all the monsters are terrified of you. Or, you know, hey, design challenge, how do we make that work?
Wait, a horror game where they're scared of you. I feel like it's doable. I mean, that was the original pitch for Dark Sector, what would become Warframe, is that you were the terror in the darkness.
Hey, what the hell are you doing down here? Get topside. I hear troops are coming in to save us. Whoa, that was close.
Yeah, and Inib's entirely correct that Carmack wasn't checked out of Doom 3, but Carmack was all about the tech, you know? The visuals, I mean, it was doing so many different things all at once. You know what?
Okay, I'll cover you.
Carmack was in love with, like, the reflection technology and the visual lighting tech they bolted in. Like, they did so much with that game. But without, like, a really strong creative lead, like, Doom 3 was ultimately left at odds with itself, you know? Because even, like, Doom 2016, Doom Nouveau, that has such a clear creative direction, as well as a technical one. Oh yeah, no, Tesla Coil, it's a really good... Putting Doom 3 and Source Engine next to each other, like... Carmack was flexing, like, he was having fun with that one.
Yeah, let's run like hell.
Go round the door. I'm here! Alright, I'm leaving you behind. Fireball! Well, so yeah, Keikira, that's why Mythic Quest hurts people so much, is because it's so accurate. The first time I saw Season 1 of Mythic Quest, I got so drunk because it hurt me. Fireball! Ah! Ooh, free coffee. You know. Now, Mythic Quest's a lot more healthy with how it describes it, but like famously, Carmack was quoted saying that he considered the story in video games to be like the plot in porn. No one's there for it, and it doesn't matter. They're so shiny. Shiny new coffee, freshly brewed. With the valve. Oh, who's ready for the slip and slide? Whee! I'm about to do this. No, Tesla Coil, I've already had coffee today, and I'm trying not to have too much, because my natural tendency is to become very, very nocturnal during the holiday period, and I'm trying not to do that. Is it me, or is the pistol just hitting harder? Fuck off. Where did you go? But anyway. Angel Kalina, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Take it easy. Pay attention to your kiddies and your nearest and dearest, which are also your kiddies. And thank you again for the card from yesterday. It was super kind. Well, sorry, so one thing that I had forgotten about that Squarepeg pointed out yesterday is we don't have to worry about cleaning, because canonically, they nuke Black Mesa after the events. Like, Black Mesa's just a smoking crater by the time this game ends. sorry. Again, as I was saying earlier, these little guys, they're just surviving. You know? They don't mean to do this. They're not intentionally bad. Oh, fuck off.
Alterations detected.
Wouldn't you like to get one of these blood samples under a microscope?
Yeah, well, you know, and Geraldine, like, same. Like, Gordon doesn't need to feel bad because they would bite his face off given half a chance. It's just... we mentioned it earlier on, but it's... Because of the nature of video games, you know, you automatically assume, you know, murdery alien equal bad. And especially coming off, like, the post-Doom era. But narratively, yeah, all these little creatures are just displaced because of the hubris of science. I know, well, Keiki already answered, but yeah, the original weapon was a Glock. The Beretta was added in Blue Shift, if I remember correctly. And I can't remember if this version has the MP5 or if it has the M16. I actually need to get my health back. So yeah, you're not going crazy bananas.
They're scared, mostly alone, in a place they don't understand with noises and surroundings that scare and startle them.
Yeah.
They just want to go home and make the scary biped thing not scare them anymore.
Yeah. And it's fascinating because that wasn't something very common. Like, we did have Unreal, and Unreal had, like, well, and I guess games like Turok as well, where you're the alien in a strange world. But in those regards, like, you know, you're being sold the idea that you are the hunter. Desecrail, scary biped thing. It's a slow cat. It's a slow cat. I don't know, it's just, this is one of those ones that really does make you think. And especially when you take things like... when you take things like StarCraft and stuff into consideration, like, the concept of the alien was pretty ubiquitous in media even back in the 90s. You know, no one has to be explained why the Zerg are bad.
Hey, don't count on the cavalry finding us down here. Head for the surface.
Whee! Ow! Dick move! What do you mean it's my fault? Shh. Fucking G-Man. Anyway, I forget the point I was trying to make on the characterization, but it's something that carries through so well. So Kaikira, I believe it's episode 2 where they explain the Vortigons being slaves, and then it's expanded upon in 3, right? Because I don't remember them. I don't remember you talking to Vortigons in Half-Life 2. I remember it in episode 1, but again, I don't sleep enough and I drink too much, so my memory is what's the opposite of infallible? Extremely fallible. And I love this scene still so much. But sorry. Does the G stand for gourmand? Gourmandman! Dr. Van Buren. Diplomatic relations. It's a shotgun. Yeah, I just, like...
I'll be honest, I never bothered to worry about if the enemies in games were evil. I just judged whether they were a threat to me. To know if that is more or less enlightened.
No, I mean, and Geraldine, that's kind of how we're taught in the language of video games, that there are enemies, right? The Goombas in Mario, the fucking squiggly piece in Tetris, there are villains. But I think it's interesting to come back to these and look at what games have the concept of villains and what games use the language and the shorthand and then surprise us, like this. Yeah, no, and Tesla Coil, have you gotten the chance to play Black Mesa, the Half-Life remake? Because they absolutely articulate on what you're saying, that Zen in original Half-Life was very rushed. The team have spoken about this a lot, and there's loads they would have done if they'd had the time and the money. It is also worth noting that while they never go into detail, like, Half-Life got an extra year of development somehow. Now, I would reckon that Gaben put up the cash, but yeah, Sierra wanted them to ship the year earlier, and they went nah, and just developed it for another year. Yeah, at least that's as far as I understand it. But yeah, so Zen was very rushed. With Black Mesa, it feels so good. And they actually do that whole, like, you know, humans in an alien environment. They're the interlopers. They're the research teams getting themselves into trouble. They are the outliers. And it works so well. Just in case I biff this jump with new physics. I still got it. As a kid, I would speedrun this section to try and get up to that guy before he falls. Now, obviously, it's a triggered event once you hit this section, but I tried so many times. Ah, piss balls! See? That's why we save. Oh, fuck you. Yeah, that crunch. But no, so Geraldine, like, you don't... There's very few times when Are We the Baddies is anything more than, like, an interesting discussion. More than, is more important. Like, The Division is definitely one where when you stop and ask, are we the baddies, that game takes on a really fucking sinister tone. But with Half-Life, you know, you're not bad for what you're doing. You're surviving, they're surviving. It's just interesting that the motivation behind these creatures isn't attack, invade, destroy. That it's just, fuck, where are we? Later on, like the big, chunky, three-armed guys, the swooping alien fighters and stuff like that. Like, that's when it...
Open the silo door! They're coming for us! It's our only way out! Oh my god, we're doomed!
Shout out to that guy who in his last moments was like, fuck it, I'ma punch my way out. But no shout out to that guy who should have known better, he's a scientist. But yeah. Yeah. Now, Shackle, I have raved this whole year about The Last of Us Part 2 so much. I'm genuinely looking forward to the television adaptation, because I think it's going to do a really good job. But, yo. Yeah, so Keikira, you're absolutely right. What makes this excellent is you're just caught up in somebody else's mess. G-Man is paying attention to you, but, like, you're not the magical superstar. In fact, what I think is so brilliant about Half-Life 2 is that you've become this mystical figure. You've become the free man. You know, the person that bested the aliens, the person that survived Black Mesa. Whispers and tales of your story have elevated you to hero status, but you're still bloke with crowbar and a really fancy suit. Like, you're just a guy. Exactly. As Item says, G-Man's assessment of you is after the fact. And G-Man, I don't know if you can say G-Man helps at any point, but he doesn't actively hinder you. He's just waiting to see what's going on. Like, I mean, well, so Tesla Coil, Black Mesa's one of those, like, complicated super conglomerates, right? Like, there's shit made here that will eventually be turned into weapons, as you see in, like, the scientific areas. But this isn't like this is some good old-fashioned super science, like.
G-Man is interesting through the games. He watches Gordon, doesn't notice Bunny, and actively tries repeatedly to kill Adrian.
Yeah. And I do love that. Like, Barney didn't make the cut. Adrian I don't know if Adrian pissed him off or Adrian was just obnoxious, but he has to put Adrian somewhere. I am hoping he gets to come back, but yeah. Like, so far as I understand, Gordon's working on anomalous materials research. So, you're basically just like a physicist, geologist, basically coffee boy. You know, you're the lowest on the totem pole. But no, my point being is that, like, and this is another example of, like, taking a game and extrapolating it and creating something brilliant with its sequelization. Like, Gordon doesn't have any magical powers. Gordon is not psychic. Gordon is not super. Like, it is the epitome of the everyman character, right? You could change Gordon Freeman to literally anybody, and it would still have the weight, as long as you kept that surname, because that's what's quite powerful. But I super lost my train of thought. I was so overexcited about talking about the setup. Oh yes, that when you return to Half-Life 2, you've become this venerated figure. But again, you're just a guy. You're just getting through this. Yeah, I know. It would be the same story if you were just a janitor or what have you. And I really like that. And yeah, with a lot of video games, you don't need to sit and worry about the are we the baddies. You know, it's, as we've been talking a lot about varying games and like what they say both artistically and politically. We talked a lot about the RoboCop Rogue City, and you know whether or not that counted as Bad Times Bears, which I still think it doesn't. It does. I think its morality system is definitely its saving grace, and it emulates a lot. However, it was entirely reliant on you having watched RoboCop and knowing it. Which, I mean, I'd always prefer respect the source material than treat your user like an idiot, but, you know. I don't think you can make it past this one. I remember trying so many times. Yeah. Well, and yeah, Kakira and Jaralan, the fact that the only one that gets the status is Gordon, and Gordon is basically G-Man's pick of the bunch, right? Ow. I fucked up. Fireball! Fireball! Yeah, so this one is using the, well, so the thing that always... I used to be an airsoft nut as a kid, and I have a passing knowledge of shooty gun bangs. And the whole thing was, like, the Glock using the 9mm bullets, and so then you had the MP5 which used the same, but whereas this is still using, like, the old Beretta bullets. But then you've got this big old shooty gun bang, which uses the big bullets. But it's you know. However, Half-Life was a lot of people's first introduction to weapons that had to be reloaded. I still remember PC Gamer writing like a combat guide of like teaching you when to reload, like how to manage your weapons, being just so impressed. This would then go on to inspire Counter-Strike and other such like excellent titles. I cast Fireball! Oh, friends, I was reading you lot and nearly played Lick the Laser. Whew! Whew! But sorry, yeah, jumping back. Your favourite six was saying that, wait, you mean Rogue City or Rogue Trader? Yeah, in this game, hallway cast Fireball on you. Okay, so friendos, I have been informed by Fiona that I have a hard stop time of 5:15. So I've got like 20 minutes left on the clock, alright? So if there's anything you want to say about Half-Life or otherwise, like, let's get into it. Let's get that good banter going. Didn't I just kill you? Machine gun dinner. Oh, I and everybody, you know I miss you lot. Like, I always love hearing how you're doing. You know, I hope you're all doing fucking splendid. I know this time of year is fucking hard, and as someone who used to be vehemently bar humbug, after I got chucked out back when I was a teen, I hated Christmas with a passion. I hated it. I actually used to go out of my way to work like security jobs and stuff like that, which is actually how I ended up playing a lot of really weird Japanese games. But that's another story. And, you know, thanks to a lot of lovely people over the years, I've really come to love this time of year, you know. And yeah, I'm real lucky that I got to have that kind of that holiday season redemption arc, you know what I mean? I still love playing this every year, and now I get to share this with you all. It's not just me, like, necking coffees by myself. So... You know, Kekira, it's been absolutely great. Stop interrupting! Also, while I won't be streaming tomorrow, we'll have Orange Boxing Day the day after, and we've got a selection of Half-Life themed things we can do. I'm going to check on the Half-Life Alyx FPS mod. Possibly we're going to do some of the Half-Life engine games and mods, so like Cry of Fear, maybe Gunman Chronicles, but again, I'm not quite sure how The South Will Rise Again that game is. I mean, it's made by like it was made by a very, very young team, so I don't think there was any intent with it. Just don't know how uncomfortable. So Jaralan, Portal is amazing. I probably won't stream it because it makes people want to vomit. I play Portal way too quickly, and I'm very bad at slowing down when going through it. So, but I've been talking a lot about Portal, and God, it's so good. Ah! Get fucked, head crabs. Scotty says, when you said Orange Boxing Day, I thought you meant feed booked a spray tan. It's the undead corpse of Orange Wednesdays. Ah. Fuck. I have 5 health. So Fred, actually, my hard cutoff isn't for another, like, 10 or 15 minutes, so you've got me for a little while longer. But I wanted to make sure that I, you know... Sir, here's something. I want to make sure that, you know... Yeah, this is our 15-minute curtain call. God. Iron Imp, I would be a horrific orange, but it would be entertaining. Iron Imp was saying they'd love to see what I'd look like with a spray tan. It would certainly be a fucking event. Oh, an eagle lives. Takes one to know one. Boosh. Like as Missy Elliott told us, take it, reverse it. Yeah, Tesla Coil, and I mean, shit, that's another one of the reasons why I love playing this every year, is because it's such a unifying game. It brings everybody together. Jackie, you fucking terror. It brings everybody together. It's so known and so interwoven in the fabric of games. You know, Half-Life was the little game that could. Aww. Jackie, that's super cool of you. Thank you for gifting this up to Tesla Coil. You know, video games are still my favourite medium because we're not talking about what we've observed, we're talking about what we felt. You know, games are about what we feel, how they empower us, or how they challenge us, or how they, you know, make us feel warm and cozy or scared. You know, we're not comparing notes, we're sharing feelings, and I think that's that great togetherness. And Half-Life's not a Christmas game. It's a daka shooty gun bang, avoid the nonsense kind of title, but it also does so much. Like, it's still a story of somebody thrown into an impossible situation who, through gumption and rapid-fire weapons...
Last, thank God.
I saved you! You didn't know you need it, but I saved you! He was gonna fucking kill yous! I think... Is this the lift that squishes, or is that later? And yo, Fable 6, Metro is another one I love talking about because that game is linear as a piece of string and yet still feels like one of the most open, expressive... Exodus was fun. Oh, great. So yeah, I think that's the long and short of it. Dies. Sir, I hear something. And I fight for the scientists. Let's rockin' go! You know, we've got a few beats, might as well enjoy them. I'm from the science team! Kablam! And I cast Fireball. Said I cast Fireball. Ah, Shadow Money Wizard Gang. No bullying me! Signal your suit to make a duck jump.
I'm the one man who must bring you up one of the new ATV suits.
Are you all trying to get killed?
Shoot! I'm with the science team.
Oh. Someone died the bad way. Oh. Sir, here's something. They're still chewing on those pieces. I cast Fireball! I cast Fireball! Fireball! Yeah. Something exploded the bad way. Yeah, Jamami, Gordon Freeman teleports around the place, bringing explosions to people on the naughty list, and health packs and hope to people on the good. There used to be a feckin' bug in this elevator where you'd get repeatedly crushed by an invisible wall. God, this whole scene, the helicopter. Oh shit! He blew himself up! Good work, Dingus! Good work. Okay. Let us bring our adventures to a close, as I got 10 minutes on the clock. So friends, what to say? Like, thank you all for listening to me ramble about Half-Life for like nearly 3 hours. I love this game, and I know we mentioned this at the beginning of stream, but yo, if you have Game Pass, compare the beginning of Half-Life and the beginning of Atomic Heart, and you can see that even games that come out this year still haven't learnt the lessons that we've already been taught, you know? There's so many things that these lovely games can still teach us. Jaralan, I hope you have an excellent Christmas, and same to you, like Iron Imp and everybody. I hope you have a wonderful time. We're doing a little bit of a Christmas Eve thing, and then tomorrow we have no plans. We're going to do a food crime to a turkey. And other than that, who ruddy knows? Yeah, no, and sorry, thank you.
Again, Merry Christmas. And to all a good night, Viking 64 Cat Heart.
And Jamami, and to you, friend, and to you. Thank you for the bits, obviously. We're going to roll credits in just a second. Just, yeah. Thank you. Thank you all. Yeah. Yeah, no, I want people to look at our Christmas leftovers like Columbo. Like, a crime happened here. I'm going to deduce it. We already know who the killer was, me and Fiona. But how did it happen? That's the question. The turkey was coming from inside the house! Oh, feckin' yo. Greyjoy, thank you. And Scotty as well. Thank you. Feckin' cool of you, alright? Like, this year has been a hell of a challenge, but as we come up on 24, like, we fucking made it. I know I said it.
Get on with it, you awful monster. You've got things to do less than 3 Merry Christmas.
Okay, but Scotty, in my defense, it is well documented that I would stick around chatting with you all. And I'm legitimately terrible at ending shows, because I don't want to go.
No.
Oh, and Floydo's kicking around at the moment, so I know exactly where we're going after this. But no, I said a lot of it yesterday. There was a lot of feelings and a lot of tears. I just thank you all so much. I hope you all know that I am constantly aware of how much you all put in to keep the long ship going, and I'm fucking honoured to be your bloke in the chair. I hope that wherever you all are based, you have an excellent holiday, and if you can't, then we have lovely individuals on the long ship to natter at, and currently Floydo is surrounded by sparkly stuff, so we've definitely got some places to... Alright, I love you all. Thank you. And to that end, I'd like to thank the following people. I'd also like to say a special extra thank you to the Artsy Poe, who managed to sneak in a donation while I was offline. That's villain behaviour, and I am telling all night. Sorry, I'm going! Eagle Lives would like to thank Amos. I will make sure he gets your thanks. Okay, so to Relo, Jesus. To Relu, to Gilbot, Barney! To Honda Dreamlab, Earthman Dave, Breen Grub, Jaralan, Orange Will, and Tesla Quail, whether you were gifted a sub, celebrating the full spree, or, like Jackie, being a terror. Thank you. Jackie, thank you for the donations. Those are extremely appreciated right now as we... It's been a month. To Shackle Draconis, Bacon Avenger, Akira Zero, Jaralan, Jamami, Scotty, Doggy, Gilmore, Greyjoy, and Kimball, thank you for putting in bits. That's extremely fucking cool of you, alright? It's extremely fucking cool. Yeah. I don't have anything to add, just 1 million thank you, friends. Alright? Now, I'm going to pass you over to Floydo, who is currently in Final Fantasy XIV making cookies. I am not entirely sure what that means, but they are surrounded by starlight sprinkles, so that's cool. That's fucking cool. Yeah. Longshipians, if you find yourself on your lonesome, I don't know who else is about, but have a chat in Discord. There may be some peeps who are also stuck at home or landlocked. So, and there are a gajillion video games that you can be getting stuck into. You don't have to be on your lonesome today. I think what else? That's it, friends. Like I said, you won't see me tomorrow, but day after, that's Orange Boxing Day, where we will be doing more Half-Life, and it's going to be heckin' cool. Although, ironically, we probably won't be playing something from the Orange Box. But the name's just too good to leave. Half-Life's canonically orange anyway, so it's fine. Biggs, it's lovely to see you. And to be continued. Right. Thank you always to the mod team for being fucking brilliant. And I hope they're all having the best times. Yeah. That's it, friends. Jobs are good. Right. Yeah. Heckin' y'all. To be continued. lovely Mother Hubbards. Have a fucking good one, friends. Good night. I'm still terrible at ending shots. It's just well documented. Onward!